Okay, so this is something I don't normally do. I mean, I've only done a handful of figure reviews. They're not great. Um, but I don't normally do unboxing videos. In fact, I think I said in a few of my figure reviews that I wouldn't be doing unboxing videos, but the format of these videos is a little bit different. This is just a log of what I've done today and what I'm going to do today. And what I'm going to do today is open some boxes. So, um, if you know anything about me as a person, if you're a friend of mine, you're not going to be terribly surprised as to what is in this. God. Okay, so this is making this box look huge. It is. What I happen to know is in this box should not take a box of this size. This is too much. But I'll show that in a second. So I've got my handy little box cutting knife. I don't know if this is technically a box cutter or if it's a slide knife, I've heard them called. We just have it in a drawer somewhere. So I don't even know if you can hear me right now. But this will be open in just a minute. And then after this video, actually while this video is being uploaded, it's going to go straight into the trash. Recycling bin, I should say. We recycle around here. We're the Pacific Northwest. Portlandia style. Dream of the 90s is alive. Ugh. Crap. Okay. I don't want to cut myself on camera. That would be bad. I also don't want to knock this light over. And this should be a very brief. I can't imagine it's going to take me 10 minutes to open all this stuff up. The way this is heat. Okay. Okay. Box one done. I'm gonna put this down. Yeah, huge. Okay. So put this over here. What have we got? You know, Hugh does these in 10 minutes, but he also edits them. So I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you just hear packing paper? Okay. Okay. So first off, we have. I should get this out of the bubble wrap. First off, some Japanese Transformers. And these are actually Japanese Transformers that are actually Japanese. Unlike the things I'm about to take out after these. These are, you know, I don't actually know the Japanese name off the top of my head, but in America, they were called Fastlane and Cloud, I think. God, I hope I'm getting the names right. I was just bragging to somebody how much I knew about Transformers today. And they are, well, the light reflection is sort of weird. You can see me looking at you, looking at me. It's sort of a meta thing. Ooh, cool. Anyways, these guys are clones. So what they are is they have two mostly identical robot modes, but they each turn into very different vehicles. Fastlane turns into a like future space race car, and Cloudraker turns into a space airplane. I guess it's not really air if it's space. Space plane, whatever. Anyway, these are Japanese figures, so they cost a little bit more than the US version. But the US versions of these figures were packed into huge gift sets. Let's see, that's better. That doesn't get as much reflection. The US versions of these figures were packed into gift sets, and you would get one figure in one gift set, and then you'd have to buy a separate pack that had the other figure. And the worst part was the good guys, the Autobots, have one pair of clones, and the bad guys, the Decepticons, have a different pair of clones. And you got one clone from one gift box from one side. You got another clone from another gift box for the other side, and then there was a third box set that just had two figures, which were the extra two figures. And since each one of these gift sets was $125 to $150, and I didn't feel like spending $300 and then $30 on top of that, I splurged and went for the $45 box of just these guys, and I'll probably get the $45 box. No, I've already pre-ordered the $45 box for the other guys. 45 might be too expensive. It might only actually be like 30 bucks. I don't know. Anyway, so I don't think I'm going to actually just open these up on camera because I'm at 5 minutes already. So let's just see what's next in the box. And okay. So this is a transforming robot from Japan. That is not a transformer, but sort of is. The third-party transforming robot scene is sort of unique among action figures, to my knowledge. There are a few other toy lines that do this, but Transformers is the big one. There's only one Transformers brand that's the official brand. There's been other transforming robot toys like GoBots over the years. Those are called Machine Robo in Japan. And what these are third-party companies that have nothing to do with Hasbro or Takara Tomy, which are the companies that make Transformers. But they make figures that look exactly like Transformers. Not exactly. They usually end up looking updated. So they're not as old-fashioned and blocky as they tended to be back in the 80s when these toys were king. They tend to be a lot more posable. And they're a lot of fun. They're great desk candy. If you want to splice up your cubicle at work with one of these, they're excellent. The only problem, of course, is that they're incredibly expensive. And this is one of my major hobbies and vices. It's where a lot of my disposable income goes, because I love them that much. I actually have a huge fondness for clever engineering, and a robot toy that turns into something that doesn't look like a humanoid robot is usually very clever engineering. But this one's special. This is Pinchar from a company called Fans Project and their Lost Exo Realm series. But let's do this side this time. Most people, no, there's more glare on that side. Most people in America would know that this is a Dinobot named Snarl. And Snarl turns into a Stegosaurus. When I was a kid, Stegosaurus was my favorite dinosaur, so obviously Snarl here was my favorite Dinobot. I'm actually more than an amateur paleontologist. Well, okay, I'm an amateur paleontologist. I've never actually dug up a dinosaur bone or described a dinosaur in a scientific journal, so I'm not really a paleontologist. I don't have a degree in paleontology. However, I know a lot about dinosaurs. And as I've grown older, my new favorite dinosaur is actually Spinosaurus aegyptiacus, which is a very interesting animal that had a very interesting history as a fossil. I'll probably explain that in another one of these videos. But Spinosaurus is very cool. He doesn't usually get turned in, or it doesn't usually get turned into a giant robot. Stegosaurus, however, being very famous for over 100 years now, has definitely been turned into more than one giant robot over the years. So this should be a very cool version of that. I'm being told dinner is ready, so I might have to turn this off pretty quick. Okay, I'll be down in a couple minutes. But let's see, what's the last thing? Right. So, talking about Japanese giant robots. Transformers as a TV show got 3 main seasons. And it got a mini-series in its 4th year that didn't really go anywhere. The comic books in America, and especially in the UK, really kept going and kept the brand alive, at least in media. Toys kept getting made till 1990, I think, was the last year that a toy line was released in America. But there were no TV shows past 1986. That was when we got the movie and the last main season of the TV show. 1987, there was the miniseries, and that was it. But in 1988 or 89, actually it might have been 89. Anyway, after most of the TV series in America had been finished, they kept going in Japan, including a series called Transformers God Master Force. Not making that up. That is actually the name. And instead of Optimus Prime being the leader of the Autobots in Japan, they were led by a character named Jinrai. And this is a high-class reproduction of Jinrai and his super form and his god form. Yes, that's where they got God Master Force. His final form is called God Jinrai. and this is a very, very cool version of that figure. This is the first time I've gotten a version of this figure in the size scale, and I'm looking forward to playing it with it later. But I've gone over 10 minutes, and I've been summoned to dinner, so I'm going to have to call it quits for tonight on this video. See you guys later. This was February 21st. It's snowing, so I might do one of these early tomorrow if I don't end up going to work, but tomorrow will be better. I'll see you later.